Moving on to M&A, mergers and acquisitions. Now, this chapter could be favorite for a lot of investment banking enthusiasts. If you go through the chapter, you'll understand that there are a lot of definitions and intricacies about mergers and acquisitions. Once you pass through that, you will have to devote a lot of time towards understanding hostile takeovers. Now, when we are talking about hostile takeovers, one way to do hostile takeover is a beer hug, which means that to directly approach the board of directors. Obviously, I am giving you a very simplistic understanding, and you can find the details in the CFA text. The next thing which you can do to do a hostile takeover is a tender offer. Now, what does that mean? That means that you approach the shareholders directly rather than going to the board of directors. Now, there is one another way to approach shareholders. You can propose a slate of directors to your shareholders and ask them to vote on it. And once you appoint these directors, you can get them to change the management. Now, yes, you may think that all these things sound pretty convoluted and pretty difficult to execute, but yes, this is what you have to just read through and understand that what these terms mean. You don't have to do an M&A activity, you just have to read it for their exams. Now, when we're discussing hostile takeover strategies, we also have to understand that what could be some takeover defenses. Now, there could be a pre-offer defense or a post-offer defense. Now, a post-offer defense can be something like green mail, share repurchase, leveraged buyout, leveraged recapitalization, crown jewel, which means that you sell your important assets, Pac-Man, which means that you just change your seat and rather than getting acquired by the hostile acquirer, you in turn try to acquire the acquirer. Then there could be a white knight, essentially an acquirer which is a friendly acquirer. Then you could have a white square in which a small important part of your asset could be sold off to a friendly acquirer. Now, what could be pre-offer defenses? Pre-offer defenses could be of the form of a poison pill, which means that you give your existing shareholders a discount on buying your shares so that it becomes difficult for the acquirer. Then you could have a poison put, which means that you are giving your bondholders a sweet deal on their debt, which could again give the acquirer a nightmare. Then there could be charter-based defenses. Lastly, a bit of maths in this chapter is about synergy. Synergy, which is the gains from acquisition, gets divided into acquirer's gain and your seller's gain. You can think of it in this way as well, that acquirer's gain is equal to synergy minus seller's gain. And yeah, my intention behind these series is that someone who just wants a quick recap and kind of a mental map or a mind map as to what is there in which chapter, so that it becomes easier for that person to devote quality precious time just few days or few hours before the exams.